Hi everyone. So I hope my voice is clear enough for you to understand. I'm really trying, but it's like those flare-ups are more like my new condition more than a flare-up, because a flare-up just passes and you get over it, but it's not. So I'm just not gonna wait and find when the time is suitable and just go ahead and whatever. So, what did you think of my new intro? Was it long? Was it short? Did you manage to read the entire line? Because the new viewers are not aware of my conditions and they might think it's weird when I'm making like random involuntary movements, or they don't understand my voice. Or I start interrupting myself within the same sentence. Like I would be trying to say something and then I would say something else, which happens a lot in my videos if you're already subscribed to my channel, and thank you if you did. So today's video is going to be about my will, and oh my god, this is going to be the happiest video on my channel. Like, no joke. You have no idea how much I've actually struggled to find a way to write my will. I've been looking online for a while. And it's like everything has a template. A CV has a template, and like motivational letter or whatever that is. Everything has a template. But where's the templates for wills? I couldn't find. Or all that I could find was extremely legal stuff, which is I'm not interested in that. Because as someone who I've lost my mom at a very young age, I keep wondering what would my mother would say if I did this 1, 2, 3. And I promise you, stick to the end. And it's not a gloomy video. It's actually extremely colorful. I promise. I promise. And I want you to stick, especially with this video, till the end. Maybe you can help me add some points, and maybe I can convince you to do the same. Okay, why do I need to convince you to do the same? Let me start by quoting my favorite author, Ghassan Kanafani. He says, and I'm phrasing, not translating, death is not the case of the dead, it's the case of those who are left behind. And it's true. As human beings, we just need to accept the fact that death is just a natural way. It's a natural turnout in the end. Like, everyone's going to die at the end. Like, nobody's mortal, right? We have people who are mortal, or what exactly? We don't, so far. So, just reflecting on my childhood, losing people at a very young age, and yes, death is tragic, but if we keep avoiding talking about it, if we keep, hush hush, no, don't talk, oh, I'm optimistic, don't talk about death. Like why? Why is it supposed to be something negative? It's part of our life that's going to eventually happen. So why don't you just prepare for it in a way that's not traumatizing for the rest who are left behind us, so they can cope better, so they can take less time to process, to grieve. So that's my reason, and I've been looking on ways how to write my will, like even when I was healthy. So this is not because, oh, I'm feeling horrible, that's why I'm doing this at all. It's something that I've been looking for a while, and then I had this moment of clarity, and I was like, bang, I want to do it. And okay, here we go. So it's going to be like a lot of personal stuff. It's not legal. It's not, okay, this piece of land goes to this or this percentage, etc. of that. It's more of what would I want my kids. The whole thing is for my kids. What would I want my kids to do, or what would it be like if I I don't know when where I'm going to die. Nobody knows, right? So it's like, what would I be uh, agreeing to if I was like dead before the age of, they're maturing, etc. of that. So it's just a possibility, and I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just trying to make this as easy as possible for the rest of the family and for my peace of mind. And you have no idea how much joy I felt, and I was like, oh wow, thank God, finally I'm done with this. Alright, so without further talking and rambling, let's start. I started by writing, and I wrote it in English because of the cursive letter in Arabic are so hard for me right now. The date and on my favorite book from Exercise. And I'm going to ask one of my siblings to kind of like a sign um, to confirm that when I wrote this, I was not hallucinating. I was in a good shape. I was thinking and I was aware. So, my will, even though it's personal, but I'm gonna share it with you. First, I wrote like I declare with all my powers that I'm fully aware, etc. of that, and these are my wishes that I wish that are going to be, you know, carried out if I'm not alive. So the first point, which is because I have my pieces of gold from my mom's jewelry, I wrote that it's not supposed to be sold at all. And if my kids, because they will inherit me, are in need, the only way that they can do that is to sell it to an immediate family member. And it's not to be, reshaped, molded, or any different forms at all. At all. However, when it comes to my own pieces of jewelry, I have a little bit of gold because people here, we buy gold. It's not like India, but when people get married, we buy gold as gifts, etc. of that. So my pieces of gold, I wrote that it can be sold only for purchasing an asset like a land or house or something of value. This is the next point. And my third point, this is all for my kids, so you might be laughing. It is fun, I promise. The third point, no need to wear my clothing if it doesn't fit or unable to because of, the difference between the size between me and my daughter, or my siblings, etc. Or if they want, they can just give it to those in need if they want. So that's the thing. A lot of what happens after someone passes away, they literally just go immediately to their wardrobe and clothes, and they're grieving over them and just like, oh, she wore this when she was like this, etc., etc. So I understand sometimes it's difficult to wear such a clothing, and it means so much, and you just keep them in the closet for so long, and nobody's, is wearing that, and some people are in need. So I just wrote that you don't have to keep it. If you don't want to wear it, it's okay with me. Donate. The first point, you're free to do piercings for both my kids. Piercings, uh, but not on my face after the age of 20. Fifth point, you're free to wear whatever you want with a little bit of modesty. Sixth point, and it applies to both of my kids. By the first year mark, this is very important. By the first year mark of my death, whatever that will be, I want my pictures to be printed, some of them framed, and with a full family gathering to celebrate my passing, or more better word, my life. Celebrate my life with joy. It's supposed to be cheerful. And the reason why I wrote the first year mark is I feel like it's a little bit of a good interval that people by that time processed the grief. So they're supposed to be able to do that to some degree. And they're not like rules, but they're my wishes. Seventh point, my violin. and viola are not to be sold at all. Regular care from a luthier, and I would love if my kids would follow my steps, engaging in music, even if it was in a different instrument. However, my violin is not to be sold at any case at all. I just want it to be there. Eighth point, when they are less than 18 and they're out with their friends, whatever, they should always inform the family of their location and their time, like when they are going to be home at all time, uh, because that's something that I want them to take it as a way of life, because things happen and you get worried, and I just want them to do this. Ninth point, with some of what they may inherit from my work, etc., of that, I want them to foster an orphan, um, paying full school tuition and needed supply full. So this is supposed to be cut from whatever that's left from the money. 10th point. This is going to be laughable. No relationship, even, trying to, like get into a relationship, even if it's not that serious because of the distraction, until full education, BA or related degree, because I know that the marketplace is changing and the education is changing, and sometimes they're not even, some jobs do not require a degree, and I'm happy with whatever my kids choose. And I wrote here, and I'm proud. Okay, it's not going to focus. I'm going to probably take a picture and just show you. I'll be proud whatever they choose to become, or whatever they choose to study. I don't care. This point or is for my daughter. I specified full year of work, independent, and a valid driving license before marriage if she was in the process of getting married. And I wrote, "You are beautiful and I will always love you." And I hope her wedding dress will be nice. I should add that. Okay, I hope she does not pick ivory. Oh my god, I'm gonna do some ad lines like, do not pick ivory. Ivory is for second marriages most of the time. Then the second point, which is the 12th point, is for my daughter. If he's planning to get married or in the process of having a kid, before that, adopt a pet for a year. Full responsibility to prepare yourself for marriage responsibilities. And yes, I took that idea from 28 Days from Sandra Bullock. Laugh at me as much as you want, but having a pet like a dog or a hamster or a cat, it does teach responsibility. And to have that like personal, like we do have a family dog, but this I specified like it's supposed to be your sole responsibility. And these are my wishes, like I said, it's not like you're supposed to do that. 13, a chance to enroll in art school and music for my child, encouraging her to follow her dreams. She is an artist. She is an amazing painter. She's an amazing crafts person, and she's an amazing, like she draws so beautiful. She's definitely better than me. And the 14th point, and this is probably when they're older, monthly, connection between them, either visiting. It should not surpass a month. That would make me sad if they don't do that. Between my kids, they have to be minimum. There's supposed to be either a phone call, a visit, a video call, at least what's going on in your life. Both parties are supposed to be engaged in this. The 15th point, both should learn how to manage the house chores by the age 20, including cooking, cleaning, dusting, arranging the house, um, all of that, which I'm doing right now, and I'm trying to give them independence, but they still, because of their kids, currently they have limitations. So when they get older, I'm sure that they will have more power to do more stuff. 16th point, both should obtain, in a way, some passive income like freelancing, etc. YouTube, Quora, something that can be monetized on the long run. Because what they say, times changes, and financially speaking, it's always better to have always um, another source of income. So I'm encouraging my kids here to have a passive source of income, probably a hobby, whatever that is. 17, a trip at least twice a year, either, locally or outside, minimum, and a family gathering. I'm gonna put a line right here, like with a family, they're supposed to be together. And then 18, donating or planting at least 50 olive trees, or take care of them. Either if they don't have a land, they can donate to somebody who has a land, and they're not really that cheap. So, and it depends on, as time passes by, it's like everything is getting more and more expensive, because trees, especially like olive trees, they're evergreen. They're good for the environment, birds. Like, I love nature, and I cannot just let this pass. Um, 19. Uh, Lending my books is absolutely not allowed. Read them. And there's a line. Read them. So yeah, you're not supposed to lend my book to anybody. I always try to lend my books. I always try to not to give, but when it comes to books, you never give a book and it, people return it. It's like 1% of people will return that book, and the rest is gone, and they're like in denial. No, they didn't. No, we gave it back. So nope. From the start, no lending for my books. Read them. Number 20. I will be okay if you don't want all my possessions, clothing, whatever that is. I don't know what I have actually. Uh, Pieces of furniture, whatever that, because it all, I bought it and it belongs to me, etc. My car, it's okay if they don't want it. Donate, uh, sell. I don't care. They can get rid of it. It really doesn't matter to me. And then I want to donate my body parts to whomever is in need. If I don't know if they will be in a good condition. However, I hope that I will be able to provide life to somebody who needs it. I don't know if I have anything that's functioning correctly in my body currently, or is there any way that I can make this happen? But I wrote it. And then I finished with celebrate life and live to the fullest, always love you, and forever live we meet in heaven. And I signed with my name and my date and the date of this. So yeah, this is not a gloomy video. Writing this gave me such a relief that is powerful enough to make this video, which is, I'm currently really not in my best position, but I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this video because I want to encourage the others to do the same. I know death is tragic, but why not make it easy for those behind us? And this is my way to make it easier for them. And I will put it in a place because people always go directly to the wardrobes. I don't know why. directly. I will put it in a place because it's, you can see it's kind of like textured, and it has my light's going to go off completely now. I hope I can edit that, but anyways, I'm gonna show you. It's textured. Can you see that? So I keep it in a plastic bag so it doesn't get ruined. And it's from Accessorize, British brand, if you know. It's really pretty. I love it, and it's like you can see it's very pretty. I love my book, and I have a lot of things that, because I'm a writer, I do write a lot, like creative writing, and then which is not included in my will, but I will be doing this later, which is writing every password that I have to all the emails, all the accounts that I have, because I'm a writer and I have, how do I say this correctly? A digital stamp like almost everywhere, and I've written a lot. I've translated, I've done content writing, um, I wrote books, I was a ghostwriter in some books, I co collaborated with some other people. It's all, most of them, my name is not listed, um, but I participated in that, and I just like took the joy in that, and I was like having fun with it. But a lot of articles, like my name is listed, so I did list that, and even my social platforms, my YouTube channel, um, other platforms are all listed with the passwords, and I also added a note uh, that they should not get rid of my cell phone, and they should keep it in a good shape, and my computer as well, so they can extract all the stuff that they need from it, other pictures, work related stuff, medical stuff. It does, like, they need to keep this alive, like keep my phone alive, because it contains a lot of videos, pictures with me and the kids, and I never got the chance to print them because I don't have the energy or the time to do so. So yeah, this is my will, and I encourage you to do the same. I hope you are well and safe. Goodbye.